Let the whole empire celebrate. Bring the nobles, the princes, and the governors. Tonight we feast.
In the mighty Persian Empire, ruled by King Ahasuerus, many nations and peoples lived under one crown. The king ruled from his great palace in the city of Shushan, where riches, power, and royal celebrations filled the halls of the kingdom. One day, King Ahasuerus held a great banquet for his nobles and officials. During the feast, he commanded that Queen Vashti come before the guests to display her beauty. But Queen Vashti refused the king's command.
Queen Vashti, the king commands that you come to the royal banquet.
I will not appear before the king's drunken guests.
But the king himself commands it.
My answer is no.
The king was angered by her disobedience, and after consulting his advisors, he removed Vashti as queen and began a search for a new one. Across the empire, many young women were brought to the palace. Among them was a beautiful and kind young Jewish woman named Esther. She had been raised by her cousin Mordecai after losing her parents. Mordecai cared for her deeply.
Esther, you must go to the palace with the others.
But I am only an orphan. Why would the king choose me?
Esther was taken to the royal palace along with the other young women. The king was pleased with her more than all the others, and soon he placed a royal crown upon her head. Esther became the new queen of Persia. Not long after, Mordecai was sitting near the king's gate when he overheard two palace guards plotting to assassinate the king. Mordecai quickly sent word to Queen Esther, and Esther informed the king. The plot was discovered, the guards were punished, and Mordecai's loyalty was written in the royal records. Around that time, the king promoted a proud and powerful official named Haman. The king commanded that everyone bow down to Haman as he passed by. People throughout the city bowed before him, but Mordecai refused. He would not bow to anyone except God. Haman was furious when he learned that Mordecai would not bow to him. When he discovered that Mordecai was a Jew, his anger grew even stronger. Instead of punishing Mordecai alone, Haman plotted to destroy all the Jewish people living throughout the Persian Empire. Haman went before the king and told him that there was a group of people in the kingdom who followed different laws and did not obey the king. He convinced the king to sign a decree allowing their destruction. The king gave Haman his royal ring, and the order was sent throughout the empire. When Mordecai learned about the decree, he was filled with grief. He sent a message to Queen Esther, urging her to go to the king and plead for her people. But Esther knew the law of the palace. Anyone who approached the king without being invited could be put to death. Mordecai sent back a powerful message to Esther. He reminded her that she too could be in danger, and that perhaps she had become queen for such a time as this. Hearing this, Esther gathered her courage. She asked Mordecai to gather all the Jewish people in the city to fast and pray for her. After 3 days, she prepared herself to go before the king, even though it could cost her life. Esther entered the great hall of the palace and stood before the king's throne. The court fell silent as everyone watched. If the king did not accept her, she could be executed. But when the king saw Esther, he held out his golden scepter, welcoming her.
Queen Esther, come forward.
Thank you, my king.
Esther, what is your request?
If it pleases the king, come to a banquet I have prepared with Haman.
Promising to grant her request, Esther invited the king and Haman to a special banquet she had prepared. During the banquet, The king again asked Esther what she wished to request. With courage, Esther revealed the truth. She told the king that her people were about to be destroyed, and that the man responsible was Haman. The king was shocked and filled with anger when he realized the evil plan that had been made against the queen's people. Haman was terrified as the king ordered that he be punished for his wicked plot. The very trap he had prepared became his downfall. Mordecai was then honored by the king and given a place of authority in the kingdom. A new decree was issued allowing the Jewish people to defend themselves, and they were saved from destruction. Throughout the empire, the people celebrated with great joy. What had begun as a time of fear turned into a time of victory and thanksgiving, and the courage of Queen Esther became a reminder that even in the most dangerous moments, bravery and faith can change the course of history.